The Hate Army stands with you thick and thin.
Hate Army General? Your name is Hate Army?
Shout out to Hate Army.
Saying Hate Army shit.
Hate Army shout out.
Good vibes to the Hate Army.
Shout out for hate.
I was expecting that it was going to end up being an insane show, and now, you know, looks like there's going to be a part 2 at some point, which I'm okay with. I'm sure it's not going to be anytime soon. But yeah, what are you going to do, right? Hello, everyone. Phil here, doing something that I didn't want to do, something that I didn't plan on doing whatsoever. All right, tonight is a stream that's completely random, that originally was supposed to be gameplay. All right, like, I just want to get back to normality around here, but I'm not allowed to. So it's all right. Tonight, I basically am going to do something. I'm going to put an end to a lot of stuff tonight, for once and for all, because basically I find myself in a situation that, I'll be honest with you, I'm not surprised I'm in this situation, but at the very same time, I'm disappointed, for sure. But let's just say that this was not a shocker, nor is this something that has taken me by, oh my god, I can't believe it, nor was it not something that I had already planned. Do you guys think it would be worth it for someone who didn't watch the interview to watch it? You know, it's not that I have a good time, but I do feel like I very intelligently conducted myself on that show. You know what I'm saying? Because I pretty much knew what was going on all along. But let us begin, shall we? Mint says, do you feel it was a fair interview? It felt like an ambush. How was that an ambush? If anything, the only part that was unexpected was Keem showing up. All right. I don't think that the Keem part was like if Keem had come on the show and was like, screw you, you're a liar, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't about that. It was about our interaction, which I don't even understand because no one really cares. Like, seriously, no one cares but my detractors about our I don't care about our interaction we had last year, but, you know, it is what it is. Again, he has to make it all about himself. I don't want to talk about him all day. So, Moist Critical had said in one of his videos that he felt like I was one of the biggest e-beggars and all of this, and it pissed me off. I don't want to be known like that. Why won't someone interview me? I want someone to interview me. Just give me a fair shake to talk to me. And if we have a fair conversation, at least I can tell you my side of the story, right? So, the insinuation is that if I'm making money and I'm irresponsibly blowing it on stuff, right, then, you know, there's going to be criticism there. And that's what these people have made this giant semi-fabricated situation around it, correct? And I really feel like, you know, that, you know, people want answers, and I tried to answer as best I could. You know what I mean? You absolutely must grill Phil. You can't just have Phil on your show as a guest. You have to grill Phil, because we don't like him, and here's the reasons why, and here come all the memes, right? And I agreed to it. I'm like, yeah, I'm down for this, because this is exactly what I wanted to do. Showtime did a super chat. Feel like it was a setup, though. How do you feel it was a setup? I don't feel that at all. If I'm the person who was interviewed and I don't feel it was a setup, how do you feel it was a setup exactly, right? I'm a little bit of a loss there, that you think it was a setup. I was wrong, okay? That's the problem, is I was wrong. I didn't understand until basically I found out exactly what was going on, which I have now. But they did have vested interest. It sucks that they did, because I didn't know that they did, okay? Mishael did a $10 tip. He says, good job on the interview. Thank you, Mishael. I appreciate that. Again, you know, for me, this was just like... To them, that was like a long grilling session. To me, that was like normal. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even feel like I was in the hot seat, because this happens every day on my own streams. I start getting wind that, did you know that Craig is like directly talking to all of your detractors every day? Like, he's talking to, it's a Gundam. He's talking to these people who literally have entire giant video series about you that are all monetized and profitable, and the reason why they go down this rabbit hole is to make money. It's stupid, but that's why they do it. They know that the day that they talk about dark side, Phil, and negative light, it's big dollars for them, because people like this internet drama, and that's who he's talking to. Okay? Craig seems like a good guy. I hope you have an actual fun podcast. I think eventually we will get there. It might just take a long ass time, right? I think it will. I think it'll take a long ass time. They made thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars on that show. Okay? Who did they make it from? The detractors. The detractors were there. And every time that basically they were asking a prying question, or, you know, twisting a little more, there was more contributions coming in. PF says, don't send the screenshot. It feels like a setup. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I have to have future talk. I'm gonna have future talks with him. Craig, that is. An opportunity, all right? An opportunity during the interview where I was told that if I were to send the actual screenshot of my WWE Mobile Champion, excuse me, WWE Champion's mobile game account. Can't even say it. Disgusts me so much that this fucking thing is so stupidly important to people. It just, I can't even say the words. That if I sent the screenshot of my actual account over to them, all right, like live, if I sent it to Craig, and it could just show that that's not my account that everyone thinks it is, that would be the end-all be-all of it, right? At the end of the day, this is not going to change anything, I don't feel. Maybe it will. I don't think so. But I'm happy that I did it. I actually am happy that I did it. Oh, guess what? We had a whole show, and then after that, the beat-up show. The pummel 𝕟𝕬𝕬𝕟𝕬𝕬 show when he's not here. That's not fair at all. Mr. White says, I find Adam annoying and biased. I did not find him annoying and biased at all. They felt the best thing to do with that show was to do a show to shit on me for 2.5 hours and make money on it. That's what they felt was the best thing they could possibly do out of a show like that. Someone giving them 5.5 hours of their time that normally I'd be working and making money. Instead, I'm on their show, you know, giving them insane amounts of views and popularity, getting Keemstar to show up on their show, giving them a giant boost, making what? People, I actually heard the number, and I can't confirm if this is real or not. I heard they made $20,000 yesterday alone in the one show. Adam was on my case from the beginning. I don't think so. I don't know why you guys feel that way. You guys are being way more harsh to them than I think. You have to understand something. They are 100% outsiders to me. They don't know me. Craig knows me in a casual way for many, many years. The other guys didn't know me at all, right? So they're coming from the outside. All they've heard is the negative stuff. Now it's my opportunity to counter the negative stuff, right? So I didn't take it in any negative way, man. I thought it was fine. Next day, it's Dark Side Phil Part 2. Without Dark Side Phil, the show continues without me, completely unfairly, and they make a ton of money on it, okay? It's completely unfair. It's not integrity. It's just not. There's no integrity there at all. If there was integrity, say, listen, we had him on the show. He answered the questions. You judge for yourself what you think. All right, maybe we'll do a 10-minute segment where we all talk about what we thought, and then we move on. We want him back. We'll talk about it when he's back. That way he can defend himself again, or we can have the conversation again. I've already countered all of those claims. I already said that. I've already done that. Did you have any real new definitive information in that? You found out a few new personal things about me and my wife, and that's about it. Things that I've never disclosed before, that are issues, ongoing issues with us, right? I really don't wish to elaborate further on them. I don't want to tell you about our problems behind the scenes that have nothing whatsoever to do with our content. You understand? It's really no one's business. But basically, I didn't have, that wasn't the intention of going on the show. Now people say, well, did he answer the questions? Yes, he did. Go watch the show. Do you believe him? That's your call. Believe him or not, right? Believe him or not. If you don't believe him, that's fine. Hate him, don't watch his content. Or do. Whatever you want to do, you know, but at least it's there now, right? At least now there's a definitive answer to all of that stuff, correct? I actually heard, and we might, because we might react to it live here, they all did the ack laugh together in unison, which I don't do. I've literally never done an ack laugh. It's a detractor meme.
Ack.
You see? Like, that's funny. Oh, something that people say about me all the time that's terrible is funny. Right? Right? Oh, it's hilarious. I don't even know where it comes from. It's just one of those memes, right? $20 tip from 1 Minute Man. Good job keeping your cool during a 5-hour interrogation. 1 Minute Man, in a rare move, has spoken. He never speaks. I think the last time he spoke was Christmas. He said, Merry Christmas. Thank you so much, 1 Minute Man. I appreciate your always staunch support of me and my content. It is very nice of you to come out today and actually say something on the stream. I appreciate that. I'm watching the Aftermath stream by Craig and Company. It's clear there was never any intention to have you as a normal guest. They're quite open to admitting they believe the detractors on every single issue possible, to the point they openly belittled and laughed at you all day long today. They openly said to your face that they contacted most of your detractors to get feedback. Every single super chat that mentioned something negative about you, they read out and believed without hesitation. It's clearly difficult to believe this wasn't their initial intention, and they lulled you into some kind of false sense of security over the previous week, giving you the impression they wanted to be neutral. You basically went to a detractor stream with a friendly name, and the Keemstar ambush was just the cherry on top of this. Excuse me. There you go. I might not be a big fan of yours. So here you go. This guy's even admitting he's not even a big fan. Even I can't ignore the fact they obviously just want to ride this detractor wave of popularity and even say they plan to be guests on detractor streams in the future. The hefty donations that they're now getting during their streams show that they were just hoping to get these. Now they're basking on having grilled and exposed you to the world, and they plan to do it again and again and again as long as you keep allowing it. Honestly, if you really think that they are your friends or even remotely impartial, you're sorely mistaken. You're just a lolcow and a liar to them. They openly have said this now. It's a viper's nest, not a single friendly hand to be found. Be careful if you really plan to appear on their podcast again. They'll go twice as hard. They claim to have only gone through half the questions that they have for you. Okay? They can't wait to eviscerate you again. The only good that you got out of this is that now you've kind of validated that maybe that Craig is now becoming a detractor, even after 10 years of history with the guy. Take this feedback as neutral. By the way, we have over 700 people on the stream right now. I'm so dumb I didn't say this. Welcome to anyone who's a newcomer. I very well may have some spillover right now from that show. If you guys were watching the Side Scrollers podcast, maybe you're even a patron of Side Scrollers, welcome. Sorry I didn't say anything. I'm being stupid because I'm kind of shell-shocked after the show. This is a 24-hour sub-only mode chat. There's a very good reason for it. It's because if you're not, if I didn't do that, this entire chat right now would be trolls. Okay, it would. So I have to be careful about that. And I have to basically shut down that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if you liked that show and you'd like to join in the chat, you have to subscribe for 24 hours. So please sub to the channel. If you don't like the content in the next 24 hours, unsub. You don't have to stay sub, but you do have to sub if you want to chat. Okay, it's a 24-hour wait. Tomorrow, all my content will be regular. Gameplay and everything will be usual, normal stuff. Okay? My wife is pissed. She's very upset. I say, what's going on? Hopefully nothing's happening bad in the house. She says, oh no, but you know, I saw that you announced that you're going to watch their show from this morning. Did you watch it? I said, no, I haven't seen it yet. He said, oh, I did. She was not happy. And she only watched maybe 10, 15 minutes of it. She said she couldn't even continue. She's like, literally, it's a shooting gallery against you. Like, literally, it's just, they're just 100% reading every super chat. And everyone is a detractor, a known detractor. And they're laughing at you and they're making fun of you the entire show. And I was like, wow, that is shocking to me. Well, I think about some of the input I got today. I will. You know, some of the input I'm already implementing. It's funny because they say, oh, but you said you've changed. Well, I mean, I think I have. I'm listening to your input. We're doing stuff we've never done before. I'm trying to change for the better. I'm trying not to bring up drama. That was the whole purpose of going on the show, was that's where I was going to address it, right? Get it out of the way, right? So, you know, hopefully this will kind of be the end of it. I don't know. It's not going to be the end of it, by the way. I think the show went okay yesterday. We talked about it at length on today's show as a debrief. I think we all left the interview mentally exhausted and feeling incredibly frustrated. At the end of the day, we want what's best for you. The things that are laid out about everything, the WWE mobile game, the bank stuff, it doesn't make sense. There's too much evidence saying it's yours, and your only evidence is you saying it's not. I'm going to address that in a second. I feel like we gave you multiple opportunities to turn this around, but you seem so dug in, even in the face of insanely detailed evidence. You wouldn't take it. Even with Keemstar coming on, I tried to lay out similarities you feel towards him and the way people feel about you based on things they've seen online, and it was tough. Like, that's not even a point. Honestly, I'm disappointed. Like I said, we want what's best for you. We very much do. You have to help yourself. When you're ready to take that step, I'll gladly help you on your journey. You deserve to get to level 2. I know you can do it. What does that sound like to you? Does that sound like a neutral party? That email proves that he went into it with 100% preconceived notions of what the truth was, based on talking to detractors for 2 weeks. You don't have to read this on stream if it's too much. It's not. You were incredibly too polite. It's fair when you're being a guest, but that was not an impartial interview. It was an interrogation. You say that they were outsiders, but outsiders in a situation like this should not have been preconceived notions about you or your content. Craig's a nice guy, but he believed anyone should be able to spend money on whatever they want once received. Then proceeded to grill you about your WWE account, pressing for screenshots like it would solve something. Adam was worse. He actually stated blatantly he does not believe you when you got disconnected. Don't even get me started on Keemstar. I know you're a fan of these guys, but don't let that stop you from defending yourself. Stand on principle, not the necks of others. Appreciate you, Phil, and good luck. There you go. Interesting. Right? Interesting. I don't know. Again, even if they don't believe me, I still feel it was fair. I can't make you believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't make you believe me. How could I do that? It's weird because they say the pignosis. The what? Am I some kind of a magician? Am I a warlock, an evil warlock? Here I come through the power of the internet. Oh, hold on. Excuse me. Through the power of the internet, I'm using my magical powers now to control your mind and tell you to believe me. Everything I say is true and everything else is false that people say. I can't do that. You know, who do these people think I am? They think I'm some kind of a crazy, you know, powerful person. You know? It's just nuts. It's just nuts. I don't know. The pignosis thing. And then, yeah, you know, I didn't want, if they end up, let me put it this way. The two best outcomes is that either those guys either believe me or they just don't care. Correct? It's one or the other. So, it's one or the other. And they don't have to like me. We're not friends. You know, we're not going to be close personal friends. I'm sure, you know. Would I like to show up on their podcast again? Yes, I will. I will do it again. But at the same time, you know, like literally every host came on and essentially said, they didn't believe a word you said. You're a filthy liar. You know, you're not that they were like totally saying what a scumbag or anything like that. But essentially, I guess what the theme of the show was that they're all sorry for me because I'm such a person who apparently is really just a sad guy in a bad situation, and he's addicted, and you know, he's a liar, and it's all bullshit. And essentially, it's funny. Just saying the whole show was supposed to be about the negative. That was the premise. He says it was 3v1, only talking about negative. It wasn't a let's praise Dark Side Phil show. It was supposed to be Phil addresses stuff show, you know? That was the point of me going on there. Originally it wasn't. It was supposed to be I'm a normal guest. Then it turned into Phil is now interrogated, you know? They're doing the show. Every time a super chat comes in, it's literally from one of my detractors. And every super chat is something nasty. And they read it, and they all collectively laugh at it. Ha ha ha, that's funny. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha! Let's laugh at Phil because he's not here. Ha 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 ha! Some people are saying it was unfair. If you feel it was unfair, you have the right to feel that way. I'm the one on the show and I don't feel it was. You know? Because he already believes that I'm guilty. He went into the interview believing I was guilty. 100%. He had a preconceived... He talked to detractors for 2 weeks. Some of them who he likes, because I hate to tell you this, I really feel like he loves, he absolutely loves, like, It's a Gundam, right? He loves It's a Gundam. He laughs at It's a Gundam. He thinks it's funny. He kept mentioning It's a Gundam, all right, on his shows over the past couple of weeks, that It's a Gundam is a troll of Dark Side Phil. So it's obvious he watches his content and shit, right? He loves this guy. Some of the questions they asked multiple times, I felt you answered well the first time, vice versa. Some answers you gave more skirted their questions. There you go. I did my best. I really did my best. 5 hours, man. And a lot of the questions they asked me, I'm going to be honest, were completely unprofessional because they weren't prepared for the questions. I saw an opportunity. I told you guys I wanted to be interviewed, right? Well, I got my interview, that's for sure. It was certainly different than I saw it kind of going down, but, ladies and gentlemen, never ever have I spent $5,000 on just video games in 1 month. That's insane. I don't know where that number comes from. I'm not a bankruptcy attorney. I'm not a tax attorney. I'm not a judge who stamped my bankruptcy. That's not my job to know that, where that number came from. No, I don't have $5,000 in business expenses every month. I don't know. I don't know what you mean, Felix 𝕚𝕚. Are you official guest of Side Scrollers? I don't know what that means. I was on the show. Am I official? I guess I was officially on the show, no? I wasn't a standard guest. Me being on the show was a different kind of guest, right? Why would you ask me this question? That's a stupid question. All right, do we have any moderators? King Gokin, you're here, correct? King Gokin has a unique situation here. He's one of my moderators. I'm curious, what did you think, King Gokin? Did you watch the show, and what did you think about it, or did you not see it? I gave them the benefit of the doubt that this was them being objective. They were not. By the time that I got on their interview yesterday, they were 100% sold that I was guilty, and this was a phishing interview to try to get me with a gotcha thing, or, you know, got him right there, there's the evidence, now you're guilty, now he'll admit it publicly on our show and we'll blow up, or to just get me to admit that I was doing it. King Goku said, I thought the interview was fair, way longer than I thought it would. Oh no, I thought it was going to go long. I knew it, man. I knew it was going long. Absolutely, I knew it was going long. Craig warned me of such. I told him my time was their time, you know? Did you really notice that during the interview, they were only harping on the 100% questions, right? That could not essentially really be like debunked without exposing myself. The interview gave me more respect for you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. That was not a fair and balanced interview that was well researched. That was an interview that was all the tough questions right up front. Then get Keemstar in here, which tell me what that did. Did absolutely nothing except gave them a popularity boost to have a big YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? All this is just bullshit. You know, you have it up to a certain level, and it's like, Vesper says, do you feel there's a subset of people who are trying to gaslight you, being overly positive of you and critical of the advice Craig and Adam were giving? I don't know. A lot of people in here, I don't know what that means. A lot of people in here saying they're agreeing with them. I don't see that. Again, and I disagree. I think that the show was fine. If I'm the guest on the show, I was the guest, and if I was okay with how it went, why wouldn't you be? I mean, you can formulate your opinions however you guys want. I thought it was good. I thought that's what I was going for, you know? When they interviewed me yesterday, they were interviewing me from the perspective of, I'm already guilty, they already believe it, and all they want to do is hit me with the question where I'm finally either going to reveal something that I didn't intend to and show that I'm guilty, or else I'm just going to confess. Do I like Street Fighter Duel? I think it's okay. It's a good time killer game, is exactly what it is. It's, you know, by the way, it's a superb amount of content you get for free. Like I said, I've spent a few bucks on it. The $1 here, the $1 there to get, you know, the freebie packs or whatever, the very low charge packs. You know what I mean? And I've been playing it, and, you know, you get a lot of free characters and everything. I'm not going to talk about it at length or tell you my account or anything about, you know, that extent, because you know exactly what would happen. I mean, no, let's not be stupid here, right? We know what the detractors would do with that information. But it's an okay game. It's not even like Street Fighter at all. It plays nothing like Street Fighter. It's like one of those tap, like Adam said, almost like a tap RPG, but you don't even have to tap. It just auto-plays itself. It does. It auto-plays. You build your team. You build your order of, like, what order they're going to fight, and then the game just plays. You don't have to do anything. It's interesting that that's Street Fighter. I don't know. It is cool to have a bunch of Street Fighter characters in a game like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool to have a mobile game where all your favorite Street Fighters are in it, and you might or might not get them, but it's cool to see, like, the Street Fighter, and they're portrayed pretty accurately. Like, you know, Zangief will do a spinning pile driver, and, you know, Dhalsim will do a yoga flame, or the big flame ball that he had. I think it was Street Fighter 5 that he had that. I don't know. But they have all these different abilities. That's kind of neat and kind of, you know, in line with what you would expect from a Street Fighter game. It's not like, oh, they didn't know who the characters were or anything. They actually nailed it. But it's nothing to write home about. That's a game that's like, oh, I want to talk about Street Fighter Duel. Okay, you do it once ever. There's nothing else to say. You know what I mean? It's boring. It's grindy. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm a king on a pedestal that needs to be worshipped. We explained what the King of Hate moniker meant, right? We did. We actually went through it on the show. That has nothing to do with anything like that whatsoever, right? I said I'm a small-time guy. I'm a flawed. You know, everything I said on the show was to explain that I have absolutely no big thoughts or aspirations about myself or my content. All right, guys, thank you very much. Let's end the show. Thanks for watching. See you tonight. I cannot get a fair shake anywhere. This has been proven now. No matter what, those detractors will follow along and give the incentive that they're going to be nasty to me no matter what, and they can't resist. They just can't resist it. So, all right, everyone. Everyone, please have a good evening, and thanks for watching. Actually, hold on a second. There we go. Thanks for watching. Правый назад, черный каскад. Вижу твой взгляд, 𝕚𝕟𝕥𝕠 мог тебя взять, но ты не моя. Так дайте пацанам посчитать потери. Суммы нули погибают на сцене. Снова один, прогуляюсь без тени. Заливаю лик, поцелуй на шее. Капитан Блан, правда назад, черный каскад. Вижу твой взгляд, 𝕚𝕟𝕠 мог тебя взять.